Hi guys! Sorry for the moving background. My kitten likes to play in the background. So anyway, I don't know that I want to get in the habit of making a video for every full moon and stuff like that, but it's been important lately, and so I'm going to do it again this month. No promises for next month, but for those of you who watch these, the people who do are really appreciative, and so therefore I'm going to do it again this month. So we've got a, some people are saying it's an Aquarius full moon, some people are saying it's a Virgo one, some people are referring to it as a Pisces one, mostly because Pisces is in like fucking everything, except for the moon, okay? So, I'm just going to talk about what, I did this like I did last time. I watched a shit ton of videos or listened to them as I was cleaning my house, and I took away the points that I felt like were important, or that all of the different sources, you know, that I've read, that I've listened to, kind of agree on, and condense them into one video for you. So here's the deal. The full moon, debatable if it happens tomorrow on the 1st or on the 2nd. Okay, but this whole point of like all this strong Virgo energy is that we've got to remember Virgo is about details, and it's also good for money. So this is a really awesome time for you to generate more income, to ask for a raise, that sort of a thing, okay? Now, especially in the next 6 days. So from, I would say until the 8th, that's when you want to be super focused. Kind of like when we had the Capricorn full moon, if you remember that. It was like, okay, shit, get your stuff together, because you'll be thankful you did later. This will pay off for you. It's hard right now to really buckle down and work, you know, 12-hour days or whatever, put your all into everything you're doing, but then it pays off for you in the next couple weeks. You can relax a little bit, and then things just kind of flow to you easily. So it's that kind of energy again, but it's much shorter lived. It's not a period of like a month or a few weeks. It's 6 days. So now, one thing that I did take away from all of this stuff is that in the astrological forecasts, and you know, this planet's over here, and this one's trining this one, and it's squaring that one, all this bullshit I don't understand. I did realize there's a lot of 11s. You know, it's in the 11th degree of the fucking 11th house in the 11th star chart thing. Okay, so the reason I bring this up is that 11s in numerology are very lucky, and it's about thinking about what we desire, what we want. It's the wish number, right? You see 1111, what do? You make a wish. And actually right now it's 1112 as I'm making this video, 1112 in the morning. So that's funny because, and now it just changed to 1113. So the message I get from that is 11, make your wish for what brings you harmony, because 1 + 1 is a 2. Then 12 is like new beginnings, to create harmony. 1 + 2 is 3, which is a divine number. Spirit's got your back on that. And then it changes to the 1-3, which is, you know, starting a new spiritual practice brings you a number 4 of stability. And then the 4 + the 11 is, ends up to be reduced down to a 6, which is all about balance in our life. So hell yeah, we got some good numbers going. Okay, so there's lots of 11s with the sun, with Pisces, and then some other Neptune garbage that I don't understand. So point is, because Pisces is super spiritual and it's in like everything, we're going to be getting a lot of these spiritual aha moments, right? We're going to be super intuitive AF this month. And so everyone's getting like all these really clear messages about themselves, but then also like about their past, okay? And we'll get more into that later. But you're getting them about each other too. And so that's going to be kind of a challenge for some of us. We don't want to go say, hey, I got this spiritual message about you. Like, you really needed this. Because that unsolicited advice isn't going to go over very well. And as I say that, you know, my throat gets kind of clogged up, which is a clairsentient message saying it's not going to come out right. Okay, it's just super not going to come out right. But if somebody comes to you and asks your opinion, you'll be able to very clearly see and understand the situation and then give guidance. Okay, so if somebody asks you for advice, you can probably see the situation very clearly or very intuitive. Now, if you're not clear on what Spirit's trying to tell you, this is also saying, because everybody's really intuitive this month, you're going to want to ask somebody else for their insight. What are they picking up on? Right? What is their feeling about the situation? So let's say that you're in the habit of reading tarot cards for yourself. If there was ever a month that you were going to trade readings with somebody else, or you were going to get a reading from somebody instead of reading for yourself, this would be the month to do that, okay? If you're not feeling clear though, because some of you are going to be like on point, you're going to be getting it, but for those of you who are confused, which is natural with a Pisces going this way, going that way energy, then I would ask for guidance this month, because everybody's abilities are going to be a little bit higher than the normal, okay? So, what else did I want to say? I made myself some notes so I wouldn't forget. But any of that information or guidance that you get, any inspiration you get, you should follow it this month, okay? It's really accurate. Okay, so just like any other full moon, I don't think that my full moon video I made for Patreon has released publicly to the YouTube channel yet. But basically in full moons, what you want to do is you want to ditch things. Okay, you want to cut shit out of your life that doesn't work for you anymore. And then a new moon is more about building new things, you know, up until the next full moon again, where you're like, okay, well, this wasn't working. Bye, Felicia. So, just like any full moon, you do want to chuck things that suck. But you especially want to do this month more than other months. This full moon is important for that, because of all of the Pisces everywhere. Because emotionally, you're going to be affected by things that you decide to carry with you. And some of these things are subconscious beliefs or patterns. For some of you, it's like, I've been getting this message intuitively, and I guess I need to follow it because that's what I was just talking about how a lot of it has to do with gender. Okay, for females specifically, and I guess maybe I'm connecting to that vibration because I'm a female, but it's like, okay, so maybe as a female, I am more inclined to not be pushy, to not really assert myself, just to sit back and be like, okay, but in particular, like giving and receiving, okay? I was really proud of myself when somebody offered me a gift that in the past, when offered it, I go, oh, no, that's okay. I don't need that, you know? Because I don't want to be viewed as greedy or anything like that, you know? But that was my own fear. And then now, this time I said, okay, thank you, and just left it at that. And then as a result was able to be giving as well and generous with somebody else who is also learning the same lesson, could say, okay, thank you, you know? And so, like women, we care. I mean, I think every human cares about how other people perceive them, but it's like, we've got this unwritten code of like how we're supposed to appear, like, you know, as far as being polite or, you know, like gratitude, not being pushy. And that's part of why there's an income divide. Women don't ask for raises as often as men do. And part of that is like, oh, well, I've been taught that I just kind of need to be silent and appreciative and not be too greedy. Like, it's a double-edged sword. We have on the one side, you know, girl power, be independent, make your own money. And then on the other, like, I can do everything. And then on the other side, it's like, oh, but you can't complain either, you know? So it puts you in a hard spot. And so I think there's like a lot of issues with that a lot of people will be going through, women anyway, in the month of March with all of this Pisces stuff, really examining those ideas and chucking the ones that don't work for us. And I can be honest that I have a specific bias that I'm aware of that I need to work through. There's this woman, Linda Sarsour, that she's very outspoken. You know, she, like, when she gives her speeches and things like that, she's like, you know, not only like girl power, but like, you know, all of these things that she stands for. And it's funny because people who are saying the same sort of message, I prefer to listen to a male giving the same message because I feel like it comes across softer. I find her delivery to be too aggressive for my liking, but that's a bias that I have that maybe isn't right, you know? So that's something I need to identify. Or, you know, like for example, like a gynecologist, like some women prefer a male because they feel more comfortable with that. Like they just seem more, I can be honest about that too. That's a bias I have. So when I was having my babies, I wanted a male provider because, not that they're, like cognitively, I know that they're not smarter or wiser, but I felt like, they're just a little bit more gentle and keep you more informed. You know, like if you're getting a pap smear, a female provider is more inclined to just get the job done, and maybe they can connect to you more in an emotional need kind of way, like if you had postpartum depression or something after you have a baby. But like that male, because they're so afraid of being sued, is like, okay, now you're gonna feel the back of my hand on your thigh, and now I'm going to insert the little cotton swab, and they walk you through it a little bit more. But that was a bias that I had, because I could have very well told a female provider, I just like to be advised of the steps, you know, and not every female provider is just like a jam a cotton swab in there kind of girl. So that's a bias that I have that I need to look at, right? So there's going to be a lot of things going on, examining our biases, eliminating the ones that don't work for us, figuring out why do we think that way in the first place, releasing that bullshit. But you might especially feel that in regards to gender this month. So anyway, we got a little bit tangenty. So we want to release anything that is stressing us out, because this month we're going to need to relax. And Virgo energy is going to make that really, really hard for us, because it's like details, stay focused, work hard, blah, blah, blah. So make sure that anything that is causing you stress just goes away. It has to just go away. That could be people, it could be situations, anything like that. Maybe it's your student loans. Try to make one phone call and consolidate them into one giant student loan, something. Okay, but you got anything that's really stressing you out on a habitual kind of level, you want to get rid of it. Just chuck it, because otherwise you're going to have bad balance this month. So health is going to be your focus. Okay, health is really important this month. Starting new things is going to be great. Like if you wanted to start a new diet, especially those first 6 days. Amazing. If you wanted to quit doing drugs or drinking or smoking, awesome month for that. Health is going to be a really big focus astrologically and spiritually this month, and you can actually lean upon spirit for help with that. Like there's actually like different meditations you can do, or prayers you could. I think there is actually an angel that helps you to quit smoking if that's something you're trying to do. I don't remember who it is. I should have looked that up. But there's crystals to help you do that. Like, so lean hard on those things, especially in the first 6 days if you do have a health goal in mind. This, like I said before, this month is going to bring a lot of financial gain for you. But the fucked up thing is that, you know, sometimes it's just like a lucky month. It's just like magic happens, blessings are coming, and you might get duped into thinking that, like if you're getting a tax return, like sweet, I'm getting all this money. But actually this month is about longer term financial gain coming as a result of hard work. So especially in the first 6 days of March, you're going to want to work really hard, because it will set you up for the future. It's not so different than that Capricorn new moon energy that we had a few months back. It's not magic. You have to work for it this month. But we also need that rest, because we might be inclined to overwork ourselves. So another fun thing, karma, again, just like the last month, we're seeing it play out still. And it's happening in big ways. And it's also happening in ways that might surprise you or blindside you. So hopefully your karma is really amazing. So you'll be blindsided in positive ways. Positive blessings. Surprise! It's a blessing. Surprise! There was an error on your paycheck that we realized from like 3 years back. Here's an extra $1,000. Hopefully it's not like, surprise, you're arrested. Surprise, your cat got ran over. I hope it's not that shit. But there's going to be a lot of surprises karmically in the month of March, so just be aware of that. Also, because of this surprise kind of energy, you might be feeling impulsive, so that's okay so long as you're thinking things through. Because this month we really need to be able to pick our battles and to pick them wisely, right? So I decide somebody's stressing me out. I'm going to lash out. That was my impulsive decision. And then now karmically, I'm going to pay for that, you know, for the next couple weeks when it's a lot of tension and drama and gossip at work. That kind of energy, all right? So you're going to want to choose your battles wisely. If it's not going to matter a month from now, let that shit go. You're going to want to make sure that you're setting boundaries, that the expectations are really clear. You're communicating very clearly with other people, because this is how we're also helping ourselves to eliminate stress. This is so important for us in the month of March. You might feel sleepy. You might feel unfocused. And that's because of that Pisces bullshit. But this is a message that you do need to do more self-care, but then you also need to get more rest. And like I said, you know, we have to cut this bullshit out so that we can feel able to relax and to de-stress. Okay, so let's see. Changing direction is going to be really important. Like examining, okay, what are these things that are stressing me? What are my biases? How do I change that? And so we want to do that in a way where it's like, okay, I'm figuring out what is important, right? Like the message of the month is like, chase your dreams and stuff like that. But then on the flip side of it, because it's dualistic, you know, with Pisces and like 4 different planets, you know, going opposite directions, it's like, okay, well, I have these dreams, but really they're just dreams. No. They're going to be just dreams if you don't take the action. But we have this like potentiating energy in the first 6 days, whereas like any actions you take, they're actually bigger and better than if you took them later in the month. So I hope you watch this video right away in the beginning of the month and not later. So ultimately, we need to figure out what specifically is important to ourselves, like to our core being. That is part of that self-care, eliminating the stress that has nothing, if it doesn't help us achieve where we want to go, get rid of it. But we also need to not be living in this energy of like, I will be happy when, okay? I will be happy when I have this much money. I will be happy when I have the right partner. No, you need to be happy now so that you're attracting in other things that make you even happier. Does that make sense? And so that's why the self-care is really important. You can feel kind of gross this month because we are super grounded, and that's what's making us feel like our dreams are only dreams. We're so much in reality with this earth energy that it's like, don't forget to connect to your spirituality either. Don't forget to think like longer term, you know, what makes your life better, and then deal with the shit on the ground right now. It's a really good opportunity to deal with that earth energy stuff, our material life, our finances, our budget, our job, our stability in general. Anything that makes you feel insecure, bye. Let it go so that we are more inclined and better equipped to achieve our dreams. Now, sorry about that. Looking at this energy, like where we might have like these creative ideas that are coming from spirit, okay? Because we're extra intuitive, right? We want to follow those through. We want to carry those forward, and we're getting really good ideas about that, but we have to have pride and confidence. And for some of us, that's the thing that we need to let go of, is like this feeling of unworth or lack of self-esteem or, you know, ability or whatever. We're identifying that, we're letting it go, and then we're embracing it. There is a difference between self-esteem and pride and arrogance, okay? You're not arrogant to know your worth, to know your value, to set your boundaries and move things along in a positive direction. So, we have to get healthier the way that we think about ourselves and our abilities and our capabilities, and then make small changes in accordance to that. Because we have a lot of shit in our subconscious this month or in the back of our mind, and they're all going to come out to the surface with Pisces. So it might be a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, but that's okay. On the days that it's uncomfortable, chill out, rest, heal. We heal in our sleep. Our angels work on us, especially if we ask them to while we're sleeping. So, what else did I want to say? Yeah, anything that you didn't have, like the self-esteem or the drive for previously, force yourself to kind of work through that in those first 6 days. It's super important. Starting new stuff. And the other reason why I wanted to bring this up is because if I remember right, the first Mercury retrograde of the year is actually in March. So that's why it's so important in the beginning of March to kind of propel yourself forward in that direction. And that being said, I actually want to look it up. I'll be right back. What the date is on it. Okay, so I'm back. The Mercury retrograde starts the 22nd of March. So make sure before the timing changes where we can't start new things or they just get fucked up and become stressful, that we eliminate any stress, any roadblocks. It's like preemptive action so that we can still continue to work towards our goals, our dreams that we're not going to let go of in the month of March. So that's your astrology for March. I do, because tarot is my jam, that's what I do, that's my livelihood. I'm going to just pull a couple cards to let us know anything I might have missed in regards to astrological forces in March. So what does your focus need to be? Putting love into everything that you do, showing love to other people, and not just going like balls to the wall on things that are crazy or don't make sense. If you don't love it, don't do it. Then they're also saying being super open to receiving blessings from spirit, to follow your gut instincts, to go with the flow of the emotions that you're feeling, because this makes you confident. And even though it doesn't feel peaceful right away, you will come to a place of peace later, and you're no longer attached to negative things that don't serve you. So kind of just reiterating what we said, maybe a waste of time. Love and light, and see you soon. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of this video with me. I appreciate you watching. I thank you so much for your support. If you are interested in related videos, go ahead and click here. This one's for you. If you are interested in becoming a subscriber, go ahead and click here below. And if you hit that notification bell right next to the subscribe button, you'll be alerted when new videos come out. You'll also be alerted when I do live feeds. And if you would like a private reading, go ahead and click over here. And this is also the link where you will find your own healing tools, spiritual development, psychic development, so on and so forth. Thanks so much. Love and light.